Hi crew, I'm Lex, and today we're going to be talking about how wyrd came back from the dead. Sort of. Back at 2017-2008 Gen Con, we were riding high off the fumes of our brand new book, Broken Promises. Amazing. Gave every master upgrades. It was a little bit like new titles for masters before we had titles. It was really cool. So we were all high as a kite off that. It was great. We had new Nightmare box. We had Misdeed for the Gen Con sale. Everything was going swimming. And then someone leaked Malifaux 3rd edition. And credit to wyrd, they released an official update within 24 hours of that leak. And that leak had a lot of stuff. It was like, hey, look, these masters are changing. This is happening, that's happening. It was big. Like, the local metal here died. It just dried up. There were occasional games, but it's like, what we did have overnight just went, well, I'm not going to play that if a new edition's going to be coming out. I'm going to wait to see what it's like. Some people, like, bailed entirely. That was a bad time. And I feel like probably wyrd 2nd edition had another year left in it before 3rd edition was supposed to come around. There was more life left in the game. There was so much content in here. It was great. This is when a lot of major story things happened as well. Ramos getting munted, McMorning leaving guild. A lot of massive stuff happened. And wyrd was left holding a lot of second-ed stock. So rather than breaking all these packets open, they did their best. And that's this little sticker here. This box is updated for Malifaux 3rd edition. So rather than cracking open all these guys, they saw shelves like this. And that's those shiny brand new cards. Like before that, we had cool tarot sized cards, we had master balls. No, we didn't have master balls. We had standard cards. Magic Gathering size cards. Stats on one side and the other, much like we do in Malifaux today. But when we jumped up to 3rd edition, well, we can't store cards like this anymore. This is kind of a pain. All this is like, and this isn't all of it, this is just the models I had. They had a whole bunch of boxes, a whole lot of stock, which wyrd still had to move, which was still on shop shelves, and no one wants to play with. So the way you get to move it is by doing this. It worked out. Good preview of what was coming with the new game. Like people were like, oh, this is real cool. This is so much easier to read. This is so much easier to read than this. Side by side, there's like, it's suited for the time, but it's kind of messy. Yeah. So we got an upgrade. Wyrd moved these. Some of these didn't end up working out for people. A lot of minions didn't have a limit. So you could have like 8 Union Miners, but then we moved into 3rd edition. You could only have 3 Union Miners. And Union Miners were part of Tony's core box. So if you already had Union Miners, you'd probably already have Tony. But if you didn't, you'd be stuck with a bunch of guys you couldn't use. Not great. But they did their best. They got some sales out of it, and 3rd edition came out, and everyone loved it. Well, not everyone, but most of the community loved it. And we're here where we are now with an even bigger community with lots of loving people and supportive players and awesome new sculpts. And we survived. The game survived. The community survived. Wyrd's still here, still putting out amazing stuff. This was the end of a story arc, much like we had an end of a story arc in Ashes of Malifaux. So hopefully we don't move to 4th edition. I don't want a 4th edition. I have a lot of miniatures. I have a lot of miniatures. I have a lot of cards. And to upgrade that to a new edition is going to be painful. If they do decide to do a 3.5, I think that's going to be better for the game. Like we went from 1 to 1.5 to 2 to 3, and a jump to a 0.5 where they do big changes but not big enough to change everything might be the way to go. I think Malifaux 3rd edition still have a ton of life left in it, but the story is wrapped for now. If there's going to be more story, I'd love for it to be in 3rd edition. Maybe it goes from 3rd to 3.5 to 4th. But yeah, I'll be on board if 4th happens regardless. Yeah, I just figured I'd do a little video about these little guys and how wyrd games did damage control, and it ended up reasonably well for them. Reasonably well. It ended up with them. They did a good job. And they survived. And we've got what we've got now, which is awesome. Thanks for watching this little stand-in video for this month. Hopefully next month I'll do an unboxing and build video of these guys and a side-by-side comparison to the 1st edition versions. Because a lot of the 1st edition sculpts were mirrored and updated with the second and third ed resculpts, which is really cool. Thanks for watching. Have a great, whatever month this is, April. Have a great April. And yeah, we'll see you on the flip side with some miners and an assembly video for the first time in like maybe a year or two. Awesome. Bye. See ya. Ciao.